Chapter 945. Wilbur smiled softly after a long while. He poured himself a cup of tea. Since when? Gertrude lowered her gaze and said, Before I took cover in Sea Lake Island, they schemed to make me a spy around you back then so that I could provide intel for them. They said they won't hunt me down in return. Did you say yes? Yes. You should know that the assassins won't allow betrayal. Any traitor would be hunted down until they die. I had no choice but to say yes. So why are you telling me this now? Wilbur crossed his legs and looked at her. She laughed wryly and replied, To be honest, you have a greater chance of winning, so I confessed. Wilbur was silent for a moment. Did they tell you clearly that they are going to assassinate me? No, but they kept asking about you. Very often too. Mind you, I feel like they were going to make a move soon, she replied. The twilight blade behind her silently vanished. Wilbur said, Good. You made the right choice. I hope you can keep this up. Yes, sir. You may leave. She bowed and slowly backed out of his room. She let out a long sigh after she was outside. She shook her head and mumbled to herself, That was so scary. I'm afraid there's no peace for me in this life. She laughed wryly, and then she went back to his room with heavy footsteps. Wilbur fell into deep thought in his room. He did not forget about the Riverside Blossoms, and he knew they would not give up so easily. They were the best assassin organization in the nation. After all, their reputation would be in shambles if they could not kill him. There would be no business for assassin organizations if they had a bad reputation. They would think of a way to kill Wilbur. He suddenly laughed at the thought of that. He had no grudges with the Riverside Blossoms. They wanted to kill him purely because of money. Therefore, no one would get involved in the mess. He had nothing to worry about since they only targeted him. He would always have opponents, and he was still alive while a lot of his opponents were dead. I'll be waiting. Wilbur smirked and started to meditate. Evening came. Farron and Elsa came to his door with more than 10 lunchboxes. Bro, I heard you're back. They entered the room excitedly. Wilbur opened his eyes from his meditation. He smiled when he saw them and asked, What is this? We haven't gotten drunk for a while. Have you been too busy? Farron sounded like he was complaining. Wilbur chuckled and said, I've been a little busy. Elsa placed the lunchboxes on the table. Then she opened the wine they brought and said, We don't care. You're drinking with us tonight. All right. Wilbur laughed. Their relationship was a bit weird. Wilbur was like their mentor, but also their friend at the same time. Their relationship made Wilbur feel like it was better than his followers. They chatted and laughed. A voice could be heard outside the door just when they poured their drinks. Am I not invited? They saw Faye walked in with her professional outfit. It was clear that she had just returned from work and did not have time to change yet. Wilbur smiled and waved at her, saying, Come join us. Now's the perfect time. Faye sat next to Wilbur, and Elsa poured a drink for Faye. They raised their glasses and cheered. Then, Farron could not wait any longer. He said, Bro, tell us about your trip to Roma. What happened? Every time Wilbur went on a trip, he came back with a shocking story. Farron was excited and inspired every time.